another
Hey,
episode of Diary of a Professional. It's Ashley here.
See,
Blue, Sunshine. Oh, we gonna get to you in a minute.
who is Sunshine? Who is she?
So let's start off with our gratitudes of the week. I guess I'll start since I'm the one here yapping. So I guess I am grateful for good self-care regimen because in those times of
Mm.
stress, when things are just popping up and just getting to you, sometimes you have to be like, okay, Ashley, you know what to do. You know what to do and reel this in,
Uh-huh.
okay? You know?
Use those
Medit-
tools, girl. Use those tools.
meditate,
We've been
talk
through this
to the
before. You know what to do. You
talk to the
know.
Father, meditate, journal, drink some tea. You gonna be okay. We gonna get through this, and you ain't gonna curse anybody out. No, no, no. So
No.
that's what I'm grateful for. But no, having that self care regimen, that routine, especially though life is so stressful. So just to bring you back to yourself and balance yourself, and I'm happy I figured that routine out for myself. So that's my gratitude.
Hey.
I guess I'm next. So, listen, I'm just grateful for the things I have around me. A little bit about routines as well, I guess, and like things that I've set into motion in my day to day that has helped me through this transition of moving. Because and it's crazy because people are like, "Oh wow, you're so brave." I'm like, "What do yeah, it's like, but what do you mean?" Anyway, but
Mm.
the point is, it actually is a little crazier than I expected. Like, I totally forgot what all happened. I'm like, "Oh man, I have to get a new license. Like, it's another state. Like, I need to make
Yep.
DMV appointments. I have to pay to get this stupid new license." So, but it's cool because I'm gonna have a new license, and I look like a killer clown in my picture currently. So, we want that change, but like, I'm grateful for like having a coach where I'm like, yo, right now I'm feeling like I'm not doing enough. I'm just like tired, like all these things and whatever. And then, have that reframing. Hey, let's think about it this way and blah, blah, blah. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Let's celebrate that. Why are you doing that? Like that reframe and having that support, I think is super useful. I mean, it's a form of therapy, really.
Yeah.
So, that was very supportive, and I have people coming over for food on Saturday. My mom is coming. So I'm just grateful to have like great people around me and, transitioning and doing something new and being excited and like, if we don't
Elevation.
have a little drama, then we're not pushing ourselves. No, honestly, if we don't have a little like challenge, like a little maneuvering that we have to
Right.
do, you know what I mean? Then we're not challenging ourselves. Not in a toxic
Very
way, of
true.
course, guys, but a little discomfort. Who said a little discomfort is not a good thing?
Very true. It's true.
It's important. It's crucial. A little
So
discomfort.
I'm grateful.
Be a little uncomfortable.
Get a
Like
little
it.
uncomfortable. Like, that's fine. That's fine. Today, I didn't even know how to take the bus right. Like, New Jersey buses are different. Like,
Ooh.
I still haven't gotten on the buses here because they're different. I have to figure out what these cards are here. They're different cards. New Jersey has zones. I'm like, y'all are all doing the most, but this is what happens when you tri-state, baby. Okay.
Tri-state.
I,
Speak
I,
on
I
it.
like how you flip that, cause me, we just gonna have to
I
pay
was
what Uber's
confused. I
charging.
look like a like I look like a tourist, like, but this woman was still asking me questions and she's from there. I was like, no, babes, you don't understand. This is my first time here. Like, all I'm doing is
I
Googling and
will send you in the wrong direction.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I have very limited knowledge. Like, all I know is that these are the ones that'll get me to where I'm going. And I barely know if that's going to be all the way functional. I ended up taking another number because I was like, that's right. Anyway, long story
Mm,
short, I say, baby, it's been a lot. I'm a kinetic cutter
Tri-state.
now.
that sounds crazy.
It does. We've been laughing about it since I
Kinetic
moved.
cutter.
Kinetic cutter, yeah. Hmm.
Guest
That's
of
it.
Kinetic cutter.
honor, please, please save us from this kinetic cutter. Do you have a gratitude of the week, Sunny?
Oh, let's see. I'm gonna keep mine very simple.
Yes.
My name is Sunshine. I love the warm weather, being
Mm.
outside, having my windows down. I think especially being stuck in that house with this whole quarantine, I'm like, I need to just get outside and like walk and do way more and see way more than what I'm doing now. So I'm just very excited about the good weather that we've been having.
I'll
Agree.
take it. You're right.
I enjoyed the exploration today because it was warm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have felt that level of gratitude if it was cold. I'll tell you that much.
I
Thank you
hear
for
that.
mentioning the weather.
I
Ooh,
hear
that's
It's
an
that.
been really
important
lovely this
one.
week, though. It
Ooh,
has.
Oh my gosh, so
it
nice.
lights up my
Definitely
soul.
nice.
It
Mm.
sparks like my soul. Like,
Speaking of nature, I want to thank Mother Nature because it is that time of the month for me. And usually I'm like, where's my naproxen? Where's my, and it didn't hit until I was like home. And for me, like when I get home, like it's going to take a lot to get me to leave. Like I'm home,
Hmm.
I'm here. And I scavenged the whole house and I was able to find one Motrin and she wasn't too hard on me this month. And I am thankful because I'm already feeling like, don't nobody talk to me, don't nobody touch me, don't leave me alone. And she just added to it and I was like, she gonna come for me. She gonna come for me, but she didn't. She was, everything can't go wrong. So she was nice and lenient. And I am grateful, child, because when them back cramps hit, when
Mm.
them inside it just take you up out your seat, cramps hit. Yeah, those are a problem. So we're here. um, but yeah, I want to get started, or let's get started, talking about everything that's going on and our guest of honor. And her name is Sunshine. But I mean, can you explain to us who you are and what you do and what you're about and all those amazing things, por favor?
Sunshine.
Hey. So,
ooh.
as Marlu mentioned, my name is Sunshine Dunlop. I am the owner and founder of a Black-owned beauty supply store, online beauty supply store. So, we sell all natural, non-toxic beauty products that are specifically owned by other Black-owned businesses. So,
Mm,
that's what I do.
mm, mm, mm.
I love it. I love
Hmm,
it.
that was a
Um,
mouthful now, wasn't it?
I mean,
Yes.
yes. How did you get started in this area?
Well, oh yes,
Right?
and
Ashley
Doris
show
and
off.
all of the ladies, Ashley and Marlu
Oh
has
yeah,
some of
yeah,
our
yeah.
accessories that we
Hey,
carry. So
looking
I
real
have
cute.
worked, I know, very cute, very, very trendy. So I've worked in the beauty industry for I guess 20 years at this point. I got named
Okay.
True last year, so 20 years at this point.
Ooh.
So I just felt like there was something missing in the industry. I've always worked in very high-end salons and they have great products, but there was just not a representation of us when it came to, stuff that we stocked on our shelves. And then, trying to recommend products for people to use at home if they can't afford the stuff that we're selling in the salon that's like $60 for a conditioner. What can you recommend them that is not going to be harmful to their health that they can use at home? So I wanted to, do my own research and just put together a marketplace where people could go to and they can find hair products, beard care products, and also some hair accessories as well, just all in one space by, minority owned businesses. So that's what sparked the idea.
Hey. So now that we know like the mission of the WH shop, can you tell us what does it mean? What does it stand for? Like, what is it?
So the WH shop, it stands for Wolf House. One thing about me is that I love wolves, and I love just some of the traits that they represent and that they carry. They're very loyal. They can be loners, but they're also very community based. They work together.
Mm.
So I wanted that when people kind of entered my space, my home of, coming to our website and shopping with us, that they felt like they were a part of something larger. So yes, you can be amazing by yourself, but find yourself in a community that is actually there to support you and that is also fostering, some of the things that you believe in as well.
Mm,
I hear
mm.
that. I hear that.
Heart
Can
was
we get
singing
some?
there. Oh man, my heart like vibrated, like
Don't
really
y'all think
nice.
of Kanye West's song Wolves, or is it just me? I don't know. I'm always
I
thinking
don't
of
know
a
that
song that
song.
pops in
I don't know
in your
that
head.
song. So clearly, this is a lot. It's quite the undertaking. I applaud you just for doing it.
Thank
But
you.
in this whole process of, being your own boss,
Hmm.
what part of it did you underestimate or surprised you about it?
Oh my goodness. I think a lot of things. I think no
Mm.
matter how much you plan, when you have a plan that's on paper, as opposed to when you're actually applying it in the real world, it takes on a whole, encompass of itself, so I think that is the part, in your mind, you feel like you have something that is going to work and it's going to go exactly how you have it on paper. But when you get into the real world, it doesn't always go that way. So I think it's nice to not know how challenging some of the things can be because you probably would never get
Mm.
started if you did know how hard it was going to be. But I would say definitely there's just watching it go through and it not being the way that you envision it is probably the biggest challenge.
Mm.
Fair enough. So as an entrepreneur, how do you how do you keep a balance with your regular life, especially for, a lot of people work 9 to 5s, they work for somebody and they can't even relate to what it takes to be you. And how do you balance that all and, make it work?
I think, especially when you're first getting started, I definitely don't think there is such a thing as balance. I think if you are
Mm.
really trying to make your dreams come through, you have to completely throw yourself into it. You have to block out all of the noise around you. I remember when
Not to
I
become
had first
obsessed.
decided, yeah, you literally have to be obsessed with it and it has to take over your life. And I decided to actually launch this business during COVID. So I
Mm.
literally tuned to everything out. I stopped watching TV. I definitely wasn't going out. And even the phone calls started slacking. So you literally have to throw all of yourself into it. And I also have a son as well. So I'm up with him
Hmm.
during the day, but I'm staying up all night. And some nights I didn't even sleep because I was working on getting everything together. So in the very beginning, there definitely is no such thing as a balance. But I think what I was definitely grateful for is just having amazing people around me that understood and supported me. So I never felt like I was sacrificing my relationships in order to make my dreams come true. And I
Mm.
think if you are an entrepreneur and you believe wholeheartedly in what you're trying to accomplish, if you see that your circle is making you feel that way, then it's definitely time to change your circle.
Level up, level up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. Because honestly, even though it's your personal journey, we are affected by the ones around us. And I just, listen, thankful that you have a circle where you like, okay, no one's checking, like, what are you doing? Why aren't you making time for me? And being selfish with your time.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're
and
all
being
like, what have
triggered
you
by your
done for
success.
yourself? Yep.
Mhm.
They're
Go
all
ahead,
cheering you
Dal.
on.
Yeah,
Yes.
just be triggered by your success. Like that absolutely happens. That like I wish I could, but she actually is doing it and having that weird dynamic. Bless God. So many things can happen with those dynamics for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, what do you do for encouragement during those difficult times?
Hmm.
I think, like I said, I think it goes back to blocking everything else out. I'm also very big on meditating. So I
Mm.
think that's when you really have to ask yourself the tough questions, and you can't be afraid to ask yourself those tough questions. And it's not something that's going to, you don't just get encouraged one day and all of a sudden, everything changes from that day forward. It's a process
Yeah.
of being encouraged. So you have to be in the habit and the practice of encouraging yourself and digging deeper and just really finding out if this is really what you want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I think encouragement is not just a one step thing. You have to constantly just get into practice, and that will ultimately like get the ball rolling in the right direction.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you are what you do. So, those practices are what shape the reality around you. And, those moments of solitude where you can really figure out, like, hey, where am I at alone without the
Yeah.
influence of everything else and every other energy and every other vibration? Like, where am I at? And that's hard to do, but it's a
Yeah.
useful tool that needs to be practiced. Like, there are places where you start, that's a journey too.
I hear
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. I think when you first sometimes envision what your dreams are, the older you get and you look back, you realize most of them were never your dreams. And the things that
Mm.
truly were your dreams are the things you ultimately
Mm.
end up doing. But most of the time, we spend it trying to do what we think we should be doing or
Hmm.
doing what someone else said that we were good at, but it's not necessarily our passion. So it's definitely a process, and like I said, you have to ask yourself in those quiet moments where it's just you and yourself talking. You got to ask yourself those tough questions.
That's so
Hmm.
true. I feel like, especially coming from like immigrant parents in itself, how they strongly influence our direction for our future. It's like, listen, you gotta be this, this, or this, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I think I like this the most. you
Yeah,
kind of,
Yeah.
they
and you
already
Yeah.
kind of
decided
go
it
with
for you.
it.
Listen, it is practicality over passion seven
Yes.
They
days out
put
of the week for
together, they
them.
put together a
Yeah.
box and they put you in it, and we buy it because it's the water we're swimming in.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think the beautiful journey, and that journey is a different lengths for different people. Like, for some people it takes longer, and for some
Hmm.
people it's a much shorter, and some people just get
Some people
lucky,
never
but
get there.
and some people never
Right.
get
Yeah, that's
there, and
true.
some people
That's the
never get
scary
there.
part.
Many do
Yes.
not get there in that realization, or they get there right as they're dying,
Oof.
like, and which is the truth, that they
Yeah.
gain this extra, it's this level that I think people need to reach. I think it's a gift that's given to people,
Yes.
coming to that realization before they pass on. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot.
I think you know what, in saying that, um I think in any field, especially if you're going to be for self, it's important that you do know your why, or your reason for doing it, because the passion won't always be there, but
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
have to know what motivates you in anything that you're doing, because that burnout will come with anything. So
Yeah.
it's just
Oof,
what keeps
And
you
it,
going.
and it hits you fast.
it's
Yeah.
quick. The burnout is very
If
fast.
you're not in your purpose, that burnout will be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and you need
And even if you
strategies.
are,
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the strategies that you need to
yeah.
have for your mind, like the
Yes.
exercises that need to happen with your mind, need to be 4 or 5 times the exercise you put in your temple. Like, the temple is just what's holding you up, but that mentality, that strength that you need to have there, that's what really upholds you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
crucial. That
definitely agree with
dictates the
that.
quality of life for sure.
Yeah, because I think once you, and it could be anything, once you decide you're really gonna go after the thing that is the prize of your eye at that moment, your mind will try
Eat it
its
up.
hardest to sacrifice the body.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're tired. You really don't want to do that. You can't do that. You don't have enough
Hmm.
education. Like, what do you mean you've never done this before? No one else has done this before. You
To
literally have to
protect you.
go through. Yeah,
It's
you have to
crazy.
go
Yes.
through. that whole mental state in order to ultimately get to the other side, whether it's your purpose or not your purpose. So you have to be very careful about what you're feeding, the body in order to get to where you're going.
Yeah, we
Mm.
have software,
Speak
and
on it,
software
girl.
can be upgraded, downgraded, altered. That's what we have. It's software, and
I
we
hear
can
Wow.
that.
reprogram that. Yeah.
So you talk about like a lot of the habits that you utilize. Are there like, let's say, two or three personality traits that you feel an entrepreneur should have?
Uh, well, the first thing that came to mind is you gotta have a really big ego.
Mm.
Like,
Fine.
Tell us about it,
you have
Kanye.
to.
Tell us,
Yes.
Listen,
Kanye.
It's true.
you gotta believe you are the hottest thing out there. You gotta believe that whatever it is you want
Period.
to do, that you are the one that has to do it. Nobody's gonna have your vision, your perspective. And you're also going to be going against the grain as well because somebody is most likely already in your space, and you have to just
Mm.
believe that you will find your place within, a space that's already occupied by others. So you definitely have to have a huge ego. You need that confidence in order to keep your mental stability as you go through the process of attaining whatever that goal is. I would say the other characteristic that you have to have is, I guess it would be, oh, this is a tricky one. I guess it would be, I feel like they all fall into the same realm. I guess it would be unwavering faith.
Mm.
Mhm.
Because I think sometimes, even if you have that confidence, there are going to be days where you don't have that confidence. And you have to just believe that the thing that you set out to do was meant for you to do it. And even though it doesn't feel like it today or this minute or this month, that you're supposed to have that vision that you saw because you see exactly what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like, who's around you. So you just have to believe that it is something that you're going to have if you just keep working at it.
Love
Absolutely.
that.
Faith is critical because the vicissitudes of life, like we're not gonna always want to go hard, like be like, I'm tired today. But you're like, nah, but this is my goal, and reminding ourselves of what that end result is.
Ooh,
That's
you gotta be that
important.
that
Constantly,
beast, that wolf, honey.
you have to
Yep.
remind yourself. Meditation, I try to remind myself, like, what is my
Hmm.
goal? Like, what is it?
That
This is what,
Yeah.
consistency
this is the
too, of just
outcome.
being consistent at it day in and day
Ooh, I
Yeah.
out.
hear that. So you're a female, you're a black female. What do you think are the unique challenges or advantages or just point of view being a black female entrepreneur?
Um, I would say for us, the challenge, or I'll say in my what do you call it? In my journey, I'll say that
Mm-hmm.
in my journey, my challenge has been that I'm doing it for the first time. Like there's no role model, there's no parent
Mm.
who's done it, there's no really like close friend who's done it. So I think, and coming back to the whole immigrant parents thing, my family is from Trinidad, so I definitely know what that feels like. And even though my parents were always supportive, they still don't know how to help you. They don't know how do you go about getting the finances. How do you go about learning about marketing, and how do you go about exploring this thing called the internet, and who can they put you in
Mm.
contact with that's within your field? So I think it's the challenge is one, you're doing it for the first time, and then two, maybe your network is not as expansive as other people when they're entering the space where they have a uncle who has all of the money, or they have connections with who's done it in the past before. So I think those would be the two biggest challenges: the networking, and then also just maybe being the first that to do whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
This is true.
Role models are important. Role models are critical. Sometimes we get lucky and we find outside role models. Yeah.
So, in that sense, even though you might not have an immediate role model in terms of business? Who have you looked at like, yes, like helps you, I don't know, as a source of inspiration or someone you want to emulate? Who's that for you?
I don't think I have a one set person.
Mm,
I'm always inspired by people who go against the grain, people who are disruptors, and people who just believe in themselves. It could be someone famous, but it could just be an everyday person. It could be somebody on YouTube. I feel like those small sparks help you to be connected with the people around you and sometimes ultimately the people you're trying to serve. So I don't think there's necessarily like a one person who I want to model myself after. I feel like there's amazing men and women in this world that you come across every day. And I can get inspired by just watching those people.
I hear that. What do you where do you see yourself, let's say, in the next 5 years? Where is, you know, in the most optimistic of views, the W8 shop in 2020, 2026? Yes.
It's like, what year are
I
we
was
in?
like, yeah, girl.
Well,
Where we at?
Yeah, are we
Yeah.
out of 2020 yet?
we still in 2020 in a way.
I was really gonna
2025.
say 2025. I don't know if y'all caught me, but
Yeah,
yes,
2020 part two.
100p.
it really
Oh my
is.
goodness. In 5 years, I mean, I have so many things that I want to accomplish, and I do kind of have a timeline, but I just
Uh-huh.
want people to ultimately by 5 years from now, I want people to fall in love and understand the brand. I definitely want to solidify myself as, um, a formidable person or CEO or company within this space. I want to be able to offer a level of customer service that we have not typically seen when we go shopping in the beauty supply store.
Mm,
So I just want people to love my brand ultimately. Yes, there's other
Right.
different aspects of my business that I want to have set in stone. But I mean, ultimately, I just want people to recognize the name and understand what we stand for and why we're doing what we do. I just want people to recognize that it's something that they do need.
Mm,
And this,
mm.
so how do you suggest that we support, the entrepreneurs in our life? How do we, as whether friends or followers, how do we edify the business and the brand?
I think for me, I mean, obviously by patroning at the company, that
Right.
definitely offers support. It also gives the company a lot of insight as to what is working and what is not working as well. But also just if there's an opportunity to give feedback as well, give feedback and just also spread the word. Let other people know about this business that you love and that you support and, explain to them why they should also be a part of it, but just getting the word out to people is ultimately like the best thing that you can do for any local business that you want to support.
Yes, get the word out. Tell them what
Listen,
to tell other people.
word of mouth
Yeah,
is
don't
so
keep it
listen.
to
Give them the
yourself.
website. Give them the website.
Yes.
Sunny, insert website here.
Yep,
Yes.
the
Plug, plug,
WH
plug.
shop, the WHshop.com.
Mm.
Listen, I got some feedback and suggestions because I am a female with hair and a face, and I still don't know what I'm doing. I might make it look good, but really, I literally just bought toner for the first time this week. Like, I
Oh
don't
my
know these.
goodness. Yes, that's so
I'm like,
exciting.
I
is this supposed to
love
feel
this.
this way?
I love it. I use 2 toners.
Child, child. I think I
Yo,
bought a serum too. I don't know what's happening.
Oh
yes,
my
serums are critical.
Are you doing some skincare with
Okay.
it
Oh,
too?
see, and
Face
even my
so
That
good.
scalp.
will be tonight.
Yes, my scalp, she needs help. I will be hitting up the WH shop for that. So I think it's wonderful. I think, when you realize you are, I feel like for most of us anyway, if you realize who you're serving and why you're serving, the mission becomes clearer. I think the purpose becomes more solidified, and I feel like it's not shallow, it's not hollow, and there's always room to grow because you're not thinking about like the number of zeros in your account. You're here trying to help, and that is just a byproduct of it. And I love that.
Yeah,
And good
definitely.
energy receives good energy. Like it's an
Yes.
exchange of energy that, happens in this. So, ooh, ooh,
Yes.
I just see it growing and growing and growing.
So in
Thank
this,
you.
in where you are, what is like one moment where you can sit back and be like, I'm proud of this, or what you feel is a major accomplishment that you've had with the
Oh
W.H.
my
shop.
goodness. I'd say all the small accomplishments. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I launched on my birthday. I made
Hey.
that like my whole celebration. I was just so excited. I think I don't know, maybe it's a part of like getting older, maybe it's a part of the pandemic, but I'm definitely, or maybe it's a part of the meditation and doing the self work, but I definitely am very mindful of missing life. And I think when you make your accomplishments so far removed from yourself or where you are now, you miss all of the amazing things that happen. I was happy about actually putting up my website, but I was also happy about just
Yes.
like doing a countdown before the website even launched. Like I take all of these small steps, and I just want to enjoy the journey. This is a part of my
Mm.
life. This is a part of ultimately what my story is going to be. But I definitely don't want to be the type of person that gets to the end goal and then it's not as gratifying as you thought it was going to be. So I'll take all of the small wins along the way and celebrate those whenever I can, and just try and have as many celebrations as possible.
Ooh, girl, let me
Yes.
tell you, I literally have celebrate as an alarm on my phone for 9 p.m.
Like the
every day.
song?
No, like it tells me
Oh,
to celebrate.
okay.
Like it
Oh,
rings
yes.
and it says
Mm.
celebrate. So it's
Yes.
the moment where I celebrate whatever I can think of for that day.
Yeah, because
Attitude of
so many things can
gratitude.
go wrong.
Those small
So
moments
many
or
things.
big accomplishments. So you have to celebrate
Yeah.
everything.
I
Ugh,
love
I don't
it.
know about
Seriously.
y'all, but I learned a lot today.
Yes. So in wrapping up, I have one last question for you. What
Okay.
is, it's nothing bad. What is what is the lasting impression you would like to leave for anyone watching in the DOP audience?
Lasting impression. I would just say that you are enough. I think
Mm.
Mm,
everything comes back to that. I think that will get you going in the right direction. I think that will help you in your challenging moments. I think that will help you to celebrate. I think it's so hard to believe in yourself. And I think just knowing that sometimes you just don't have anybody around to actually give you that pat on the back, or maybe you do and you just don't believe them. But just being able to say
mm.
that to yourself is amazing. So you are enough. I think that's where I would want to leave things.
I love that. What is this? Is that a heart, Dal?
That's a hard guy. Wow, isn't that creative?
I love that.
I didn't come up with it, of course. Okay.
I love that.
Ashley believes in it.
I do. I
She's waving
do.
her
Wait,
heart.
I'm using three fingers. What's happening? Hold on.
No, it's two, baby. It's two.
I know.
Yeah, you got it.
Anywho,
Yeah.
I love that, guys. Check out the WH shop. Check
Yes.
Ooh.
out. Is that the same IG page?
Yes, everything. The
Yes.
WH shop. Don't forget the.
Oh, yes.
Duh.
The
Y'all.
Yes.
The.
WH shop. So I
I
will
love
be.
you.
I
Oh my
love it.
gosh.
Oh,
So
thank you
amazing.
guys for having me.
Yes, thank you for these awesome.
Yes.
If y'all
Thank
don't
you.
see,
Product
Yes,
plug,
you're
product
very
plug.
welcome.
yes. And I have gotten some great moisturizer from there. I am happy to support a black-owned business, a female black-owned business who is
Yes.
just has the integrity and is really looking out for us and what we need. And I mean, she's just awesome and beautiful. And I mean, I know her a little bit. I'll vouch for her. You know what I
I
mean?
have
Oh,
my
thank
last
you
little
guys.
sip.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm almost at the end of my little
Uh,
situation.
Y'all
I'll
do
grab
it,
my water.
y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, do it. To the queen in
To the
To
you.
the
queen and
queen in
you.
you. Love y'all.
Love
Check,
you.
watch, like, subscribe, give us your comments. Tell us what you're looking for when you go
Yes.
shopping for your beauty products so we can let Sunshine know, what the audience needs. So we're
Yes.
out here looking out
Yeah,
for each other.
Yes.
exactly.
All
Well,
right, y'all.
Amazing. Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right, guys.